Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 379th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So for the final West Coast pick in this set of 90s classics and personal favorites, I wanted to return to one of the most clever, educated, and deeply profound writers that we've ever seen grace the genre, which is Carson, California's own Ras Kass. This talented MC has only appeared once before on the page, when I covered what many would view as the magnum opus in his discography, his 1996 debut Soul on Ice, which of course I'll leave a link for down below in the description. And while I would probably have to agree that his first album is his best, I've also always heavily enjoyed his 1998 sophomore project here, Rasassination. That isn't to imply his quality run wouldn't stretch past the 90s, as even outside of his solo discography, the lyrical veteran cranked out some more dope projects through collaborative efforts, like The Horsemen, which was a group Ras Kass took place in, amongst other legends like Cannabis, Kill a Priest, and Corrupt of the Dog Pound. And he was also in Golden State Warriors alongside other West Coast veterans like Exhibit and Saphir. And even just last year, this dude had a dope LP called Gutter, which he put out with RJ Payne and Havoc of Mobb Deep. While extensive intro tracks were an essential staple of 90s hip-hop, I think most fans would agree it started getting abused by a certain point to where a good amount of artists were just throwing some 5 or 6 minute skit at the start of their records, regardless if it was captivating or even had anything to do with the main themes of the album. However, Rasassination is a case of a project where the interludes are executed so flawlessly that it's honestly probably one of the best examples I could think of when it comes to an introduction that's cinematic and engaging, yet still directly pertains to the concepts that the LP focuses on at large. The complex, historically dense lyricism that Ras Kass planted all throughout Soul on Ice also shows up on the sequel here in spades. But while there's still a decidedly dark and suspenseful tone to this album's aesthetic, the instrumentals here are much more lush and polished, and I think a fitting representation of that comes with the killer track Ghetto Fabulous, which actually was Rassassination's only single. Not only is the instrumental grand, rich, and full of texture, but this song also features some pretty legendary guest appearances from Dr. Dre and Mac 10 of West Side Connection. And while I'm definitely going to share some lyrics from Raz himself, I actually want to delve into just the first few lines of Dre's verse on this record, since it's always been one of my favorite performances of his from this era in his career. The top tier producer comes in right after the dope chorus hits, rapping, "You ain't heard of me, you ain't listening hard enough. Started in Compton serving from an ice cream truck. Now 10 years later, whipping a custom Navigator, stepping on your toes, play a scuffing up your alligators. I'm ghetto, like Newport cigarettes, feel me? Boom bap and slap that ass silly. This is for the full-time students / part-time strippers and young, clocking at least 5 figures." As for the man of the hour himself, I wanted to share some of his prolific writing from the title track, because that song is pretty much neck and neck with Ghetto Fabulous as my favorite record on the entire LP. And that's partially from another absolutely stellar beat that beautifully merges jazz with boom bap, but it's really Ras Kass with his uncompromising pen that takes these moments to the next level. He also really flexes his ability here to make every line count, and like I said, the song Rasassination is a perfect example of that. And he starts the memorable first verse off rapping, "You ain't got enough calcium to have a bone to pick with me. Like a Gracie, I choke a man out with his own key. Fuck they whole battalion. I'll chop your head off and wear your skull iced out for a medallion. Poppy, I'm the one with the $1 million smile and $3 to my name. Putting black eyes in the game like mascara. Diabetic MCs must think this shit is sweet. These venomous techniques I leak heat. A brother gots to have it in these streets. Bubble died. GS on 18s with beat, screaming, I'll make you famous, write my rhymes in alien and battle homies in sign language. Cowards make a little cheese then enlarge artificially. Like Pamela Anderson Lee's double D's, please. I'm banging from Belize to Tel Aviv on the Red Sea, racing Saddam Hussein on Kawasaki jet skis. There was only a small handful of producers that worked on this LP, but they absolutely snapped on the batch of instrumentals, and that roster included names like Big Jazz, Easy Mo B, Flip, Flea, Stooby Doo, Toxic, 12, and Ras Kass himself. As for the guest appearances, I already touched on a couple like Dr. Dre and Mac 10, but there was a number of other featured MCs, including RC, L. Drex, Saphir, Jazzy Fa, God and Satan, Josh Skills, Phil the Agony, Badass, Corrupt, Exhibit, Twista, and RZA. When it comes to my overall top 3 favorite songs on this one, I'd have to whittle them down to the title track, Ghetto Fabulous, and Interview with a Vampire. Then as for honorable mentions, I think I want to give the nod to songs like Lap Dance, Conceited Bastard, Ice Age, H2O Proof, It Is What It Is, Wild Pitch, Ooh Wee, All or Nothing, I Ain't Fucking With You, Get At Me, and The End. Thank you for watching my 379th video. Next time we are finishing off this set of 90s LPs with a personal favorite that's been way overdue. So look for that upload, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite moments are from this thought-provoking sophomore LP. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.